It will get messy. I don't expect to take as many books to do this part of the conflict, partly because technology is going to be more broadly spread, and there's going to be steam-powered tanks and whatnot running around the place, probably in this one. Dreadnought battleships. I've actually come up with a workable central fire control system that doesn't use electricity. That won't be as good as like late World War II fire control, but will be a heck of a lot better than anybody else has.
Well, you know,
World War II fire control.
that brings up a good point. How do you balance in the books a enemy who can surpass technology, who has grasped the advancement of technology, versus a enemy who grasps it maybe quite a bit slower?
Well, okay, the main thing that's going to, for the early books, it's not a real big problem, because the guys who are, oh yes, we're going to introduce technology, are also the ones who control like 15% of the world population. So you got, oh, well, the numbers work out really sucky, no matter how good your weapons are. But the whole focus of the inner circle of Merlin and Caleb and Charleon and the others is to compel the rest of the planet to begin adopting the same mindset in order to survive on the same battlefield, to compete economically with Safehold. And there are going to be people all over Safehold who are going to be a little perplexed by how willing the Manticorans are to put up with the equivalent of industrial espionage. You know, it's like, why aren't they whacking us harder for this when we steal their technology? And they don't know. There's like, oh, good. Okay, they stole that one. That one's out. Okay, you know, kind of thing.
It's like the Russian dolls. I can't remember the title that you've got, with nests within plans within plans within plans.
Much very straightforward. I don't know why everybody thinks I'm so devious when I put a plotting book.
Oh, you're devious.
No, I mean, okay,
He's
well,
not
okay,
devious, he just buries you in detail.
Well, it's that.
Minutia.
Well, okay, the main thing is that different people are doing different things for different reasons, so there's multiple plans going on, you know. But
And you have to show us all of them.
nah, there's this guy, he was on, let's see, one of the brigs in the
Did you ever meet anybody you didn't talk to, Daddy?
Yeah.
Some guy in 78,
Yeah, but yeah, one of our daughters asked me that we were coming across the parking lot from Bilo, and I stopped to talk to somebody, and she said, Dad, did you ever meet anybody you didn't talk to? And I said, sure, back in 1978, there was this guy passed it, never said a word. Oh yeah, really? Yeah. But I do like to structure things so that the reader doesn't necessarily see what's coming. Like, for example, I was very busy convincing everybody that the Republic of Haven was revolutionary France. Okay, they were all looking for Napoleon, and I blew her up. I mean, you know, so nobody saw Tom Theismann coming because they were all busy, you know, over here looking at Esther McQueen, you know, and expecting her to become, you know, it's like, nope, guess what? Wasn't going there at all.
Shannon and her oops.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I am fond of Shannon and her oops. I do have a scene that I need to figure out how to cram into the next book, and I haven't come up with a way yet. That's Shannon Foraker and Sanja Hemphill. And basically Shannon is saying, you know, you Manties, you're really good, but you want all the bells and whistles. Look, what we should be doing. And Sanja going, that's dumb. That's dumb. That would work. But I don't know if I'm going to find a place to put it.
House of Sphere. House
No.
of Lies, House of
No, I don't think I'm going to find a place to put it. I'm working on it.
Well, I think, because I know all of you guys probably have questions about David's various universes, and given that I've talked a lot, and David hasn't, I figured we could go ahead and take a few questions from the audience. I'm going to limit it to one question per person. just because we got a lot of people in here and we don't have infinite time. So,
Thomas has a question.
What's the next 3 books you got coming out? That way I figure at least a year.
Okay, well, the one I'm working on right now is A Call to Vengeance with Tim and Tom, which was pulled from the schedule for this year because of the little health faux pas I had last year. When I'm done with it, the next project is the next solo Honor Harrington novel.
The last.
The one in which you killed her.
The one which will
She
wrap
doesn't
up the
die.
storyline that started with Basilisk Station.
He controls it. He kills her.
He
Yeah.
sleeps with me.
Moving right along.
And he has to sleep sometime, okay?
Moving right along.
I have my list. I get you right.
The next project after that will be the next Safehold novel. And there's one other project floating around out there that may or may not get into that cycle, but we will see how that works out.
all right, next question. What we got?
He's starting another series.
I am not starting another
He's
series.
Oh, you gotta
starting.
revisit Dayhack.
I'd love to.
That's how I first discovered it.
Well, eventually I have to go back there. There are 2 more books that I need to write in that series. For that matter, there's a sequel to the Excalibur, to the Apocalypse Troll that's been floating around in the back of my brain for like 25 years.
And like another 2 or 3 books in Out of the Dark?
Yeah, very probably. Well, okay, Thomas, I'm sorry you don't like Out of the Dark.
Deus Ex Machina 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, well, the thing is that
Okay, now wait a minute. Go back and tell him Out of the Dark was supposed to be a standalone book.
Yes.
Until Tom Doherty wrote it.
Okay. What happened is
He wrote a short story.
I did the Romanian part of the story as a standalone short story for an anthology that George Martin was putting together, and I'll be honest, I did it because I knew they wanted an Honor Harrington story. All right, so I did
David
it.
Contrary never.
So I did it.
Paybacks it.
And Tom Doherty loved it. And so he wanted me to turn it into a full-length novel, which I understood was to be a standalone novel.
And he wrote it
so,
as a
So I wrote it as a
standalone
standalone novel. But there are elements in it which were in the back of my mind that make it perfectly feasible for an ongoing series, including the fact that Vlad's not a vampire, even though he thinks he is.
So all you people who thought he was a vampire, nay.
He's just one of the undead.
No,
He's not even that.
He's not even that. But the problem is that was the only mental model he had to explain what happened to him when what happened to him happened to him. Okay, and so if I ever get around to writing it, you'll find out that no, they're not really vampires, which is why they don't glitter in the sunlight.
Vampires don't glitter in the sunlight.
I thought they all glittered in the sunlight.
No, that's Twilight.
They don't? Oh, okay.
Okay, but wait. So back on the story, we get the arcs, okay, from Tor for the book, and David says, "Oh, cool." So I pick one up and I'm listening.
For those of you who don't know, an ARC is an advanced reader
It's
copy.
advanced reader's copy. It's an uncorrected proof, and it's like a trade paperback. It's got the soft cover and stuff, and on the back, because they send these out to bookstores and stuff. They have a lot of the marketing strategies and all this kind of stuff. Who you need to market this to, what kind of marketing support it's going to get from the publisher, yeah. So I'm like, David, yes? Did you know this is the start, a launch of a new series? And he says, no, it's not. And I said, yes, it is. It says so on the back of the book. And then he says, let me see that. And I said, wait a minute. Did you know that you're leaving on a 15-city book signing tour to launch this book? No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. You're leaving next month. Next to us. So he gets on the phone with Tom Doherty, who owns Tor, but But yeah, that's when we found out that it was a launch of a major new series by David Weber.
Well, I like Out of the Dark myself.
Actually, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know that's us, right? You know the people in the book
The
are
survivalists
us, right?
are us. I mean, if you know my family, you know exactly who's who, in there.
And yes, I really do like P90.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'd love to do a sequel to the Excalibur alternative.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff out there. I'd like. Remember what I was saying about not having
Finish
enough
up
time?
the Sword of the South.
Yeah, I need to finish up the Sword of the South. There's probably more in that.
See, I don't know. I think Thomas was there the day that somebody said that you needed a pica.
I think I was the one that suggested that.
No, trust me, it's been suggested by several people.
And we were like, no, because he would just spin off more and more series, and
Yeah.
none of them would ever get finished.
Yeah, each pica would find itself with the same problem. But
Okay, you got off of your question and answered questions.
Yeah, so actually going back to getting more questions, anybody, who's next? Don't be shy. I'm not shy. David's not shy.
wait.
What you?
Honor Harrington is my favorite character of all time out of anything.
Did you pay her?
Yes, I did.
But my question is, do you know somebody that's like her? I mean, nobody could actually be. I don't think that there is a person
I
that
know.
could actually be her, but.
I know several people who are like her. Not all of them female, but who have the kind of the personal ethos that she has. I've been asked, you know, how do you write strong female characters? Because God, you know, and I say I don't. I write strong human beings who happen to be female. And I think that's a distinction that we lose sometimes. I think it's much easier to lose today because of the politicization of issues that around gender identity and women's rights and everything else. And somebody called me in a review many years ago the first post-feminist science fiction writer. I'm like, what the heck is a post-feminist science fiction writer? And it gradually dawned on me that what they were talking about is that in Honor's universe, you know, gender is a total non-issue, except in a culture like Grayson, where there's a specific reason why it is. And I've always believed that present-day fiction and near-future science fiction are good avenues to explore current issues like gender, whatever. But that when you're 300 years, 400 years into the future, if women are still facing exactly the same glass ceilings that they faced in 1993, in 2293, then you are really, really short-selling women and men to assume that that would continue to be the case that far in the future. I've often said that by Honor's time, the role of women in politics and in the military has all the burning significance to people of that time as Pharaoh's policy towards the Hittites has to us today. It's a done deal. And it's how when Webb du Havel is talking about, you know, well, before genetic slavery, there were these other things, and, you know, the queen would have been a slave. And we're like, what? I have a friend who's black, and he was about 4 books into the series before he called me and said, Queen of Manticore is black. And I said, yeah. And he said, you don't understand, she's black.
She's a woman.
Yeah. And he says, but nobody ever mentions it. And I said, that's how they mention it, is the fact that nobody ever mentions it. He goes, oh, cool. Yeah, and I've had a few conversations like that over the years.